All right, guys. So here's a guy in Kenny Pickett playing for the Pitt Panthers, and he has kind of emerged out of nowhere here for Pittsburgh, and he has become one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in college football right now. Just take a look at the stats. It is week 10 right now of the college football season as I am recording this, and he has 3,171 passing yards and 29 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. That is a 10-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is just absolutely insane. And he has dotted up every single defense that he has played this year. And he is another front runner for the Heisman Trophy, and I expect him to be a first-round pick in this upcoming NFL draft. But without further ado, let's get straight into this thing. Kenny Pickett was not a very well-regarded name before this season started, and it is still a ways to go until we reach the 2022 NFL draft. But we're going to talk about what makes Kenny Pickett a potential first-rounder in this year's draft. So let's dive straight into the pros of Kenny Pickett. First of all, his decision making so far has just been off the charts with 30 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. That is just ridiculous numbers here in just week 10 of the college football season. That means he's averaging about 3 touchdowns a game, which is just ridiculous, simple math right there. And also 68% completion percentage. He has just been making smart and very good throws this season. To go along with that, he also has the physical ability to be a future NFL franchise quarterback. He has the arm strength that a lot of these GMs are looking for these days, has the ability to stretch the field, and he can also throw the ball into very tight windows, which is why I mentioned his accuracy here in the fourth bullet. And to go along with all that, he does have some mobility. Now, this is a guy who typically goes through all of his reads and his progressions, which I like. And if he has an open lane or he doesn't have a receiver open, he will pull the ball down, run the ball. He's willing to take a hit. I like Kenny Pickett as a quarterback all around, but there are more pros to go over. Starting off with his ability to extend the play. He's also very good at sensing pressure. So like I said, he does have a little bit of mobility to him, and he knows when pressure is coming, where it's coming from. He knows when to step up in the pocket, when to escape the pocket, either left or right. So Kenny Pickett has very high awareness, and all of it is showing with the production that he's put up this season. Now, as much as I love Kenny Pickett, he does have a couple of flaws to his game, and these are things that I am slightly concerned about. So the first one being that sometimes he does have a little bit too much confidence in his arm. I think he is well aware that he has an insanely strong arm and he can make tons of throws, but he has to realize that some of these throws are just not the smart one to make. He's made tons of smart throws, like I've already mentioned, but there have been a few that he's gotten away with. Lucky that the defender has just not broken on the ball quickly enough or just simply drops an interception. So he's gotten away with some. You won't get away with a lot of those in the NFL. So that's why this is a concern for me. He can make a lot of those throws, like I mentioned earlier, but some of them have just been questionable. And he has to think to himself, hey, maybe I can't make this throw regardless of how good my arm is. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is that he drifts too much in the pocket. So when you see him line up in shotgun, there are times where he'll either take the snap immediately to the right or he'll start immediately drifting to the left. Now, that's not good because depending on what side that he shifts to, he's typically throwing to that side of the field. So that can lead a little bit of the predictability, like I just mentioned here. But other than that, I can't really identify too many flaws in Kenny Pickett's game. And this guy has a lot of upside, and I think that he can be a potential first rounder in this upcoming draft. Now, I'm very interested to see what round Kenny Pickett will be projected to go into once we get closer and closer to the NFL draft, because we are relatively early in the football season still, and this is a guy that was not really talked about prior to the season starting. So he's kind of just emerged just like a Joe Burrow type of player here in his senior year. Kenny Pickett is a fifth-year senior. He is currently 23 years old. So I'm just interested to see what other people think of him because I haven't heard much lately. Now, the comparison that I want to make for Kenny Pickett is a former first-rounder in the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert and Kenny Pickett both share extremely strong arms, and they both have that just really powerful running to their game. So I like what I see in Kenny Pickett. I see a lot of his game in Justin Herbert, and I wasn't a Justin Herbert believer when it was draft time in 2020, but he has proven me wrong. So when I see a guy who looks like Justin Herbert, I'm not going to doubt him. Now, It is week 10 of the NFL season as I'm recording this. A lot of things can change, including the draft order. And right now, as we speak, this is what it would look like. And I would project Kenny Pickett to go to the number 6 overall pick to the Washington football team, who desperately needs quarterback help. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.